champagne or rum, achieve success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Then celebrate it with or without champagne.
Yay, we're here. Welcome. I don't know who's here either. Michelle is here. Welcome, Michelle. Glad you're here. And I'm even more glad that you're on my YouTube, because I was getting concerned that I'm not getting watch hours. I need you in there. I need you on LinkedIn, on YouTube, watching the events. Otherwise, I don't get the watch hours I need. But thank you so much, Michelle, for being there. My friends, if you're here, I'll have to give you a couple more seconds to join. If you're here, please drop us a comment so we know you're here. I want to know otherwise if you don't say anything. So please do drop us a comment. I'd love to have you. I'd love to welcome you properly. I'd love to have you come in the studio. Have I put the link in the comments? Let me do that urgently whilst I'm here. Easy enough. Oh no, I think I might have exhausted my capacity. 1.9 gigabytes on the page. That's never a good thing, right? Let's go to the one with lesser gigabytes. Welcome. I can hear more people joining the studio. That cheers me up no end. Where am I? Okay. I don't know. Do I feel like today's going to be a boring event? No, of course not. Today's going to be an exciting event, because it's one of Annie's shows. I'll say that for sure, right? Now I tend to have very serious topics, and this is one of those very serious ones that I think is important to all of us. And I get a feeling we'll get a reaction. People will have a feeling one way or another. Good thing I'm hearing myself on LinkedIn. I just put myself on LinkedIn, which is really annoying. So Michael, of course, I see you. I see on StreamYard. Who else is here? I see Michael on StreamYard. I see Cyrus, not on LinkedIn, should I say? I see Cyrus on LinkedIn as well. So I can see there's people here, but you have to drop us a comment, my friends, so we know you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. Right, what am I talking about today? No, I got the coach in the studio and Michael in the studio as well. Yeah, so I'll bring you up because I like to bring my friends up quickly. That way you're not waiting too long, but you probably still have to wait long anyway. Right. Today is a huge topic. As anyone who's been here before, what if is a concept that I tend to like to play with. Kiefer, welcome as well, my friend. Glad you're here. The question I ask myself is, what if? Whereas most people ask themselves, what if? Most people's what if is not in a negative. What if it goes wrong? What if? What if I fail? What if I lose all my money? What if everything goes wrong? What if they laugh at me? What if my bold idea is not the thing? Because the basis of this room is for us to think differently, for us to think the other way. What if we do succeed? If, like Dr. Vivian, what if we become a LinkedIn legend? What if we become everyone's go-to for what we do? What if everyone is our services? What if we can help all those people? Now, it's more of thinking with that in abundance. My what if concept. What if you are the greatest person that's ever lived? Why not? Now, what if we achieve our dreams? What if we make our bold idea become a reality? What's that going to do for us? What's that going to do for everyone? Now what if is it could be our greatness. I can see I've frozen. I don't know why. I was doing nothing interesting either. Damn. Okay. Michael, coach, if you're there, you can hear me. I'll give you the mic while I restart my device. Maybe I send too many invites all at once. Coach, if you want to speak, feel free. Otherwise, coach, I'll let you speak and I'll come back in a second.
All right. Hello, everyone. Michael, Annie, thank you for having me. Am I audible? Can everyone hear me? All right, I'll take that as a yes. Yeah, we are in this evening for what if. Our world would really be boring without what ifs. That's the only way, like we said the last time, that we change the world. Everything has taken its current form. If you think about it, everything has the full form of what is possible and what can be done. It's only those who are able to challenge the status quo. Thank you, Keifa. Thank you. Those who are able to challenge the status quo, those who leave room for other possibilities. Yes, Dr. Vivian, I see you. Thank you so much for coming in. So, at the end of the day, what if is all we have. So I say there is what if capital. Capital. What if capital is the accrued interests and benefit that can be compounded and has a formula that derives itself from possibilities thinking. Because beyond the physical action you take the first time, there's a compounded interest when you take that action. What if you decided to go to school? Yeah, I celebrated Dr. Vivian. What if you decide to take a master's degree? As a compounded capital, the possibilities of a PhD now shows up again. What if you choose not to do the PhD? Then you remain there. What if you do the PhD? The possibility of becoming a lecturer and becoming a professor shows up. So the beauty of what ifs is that with every what if that we execute, compound interests of the future will show up. With every what if that we execute, yay, the grandfather, the godfather of LinkedIn is back.
You've done amazing as always, coach. You've
Yeah,
done amazing as always.
yeah, thank you. So let me just round up on the what
Please
if.
go for it. Go for it.
So with every single what if, there's a compounded capital and possibility for the future.
Mm,
If you take that turn, a new opportunity shows up. If you
yeah.
refuse to take that turn, then you're not at the current level, but you sort of depreciate. The meaning of that is that every positive what if that you take is a road for a beautiful or more glorious future. And every time you refuse to take a positive what if test, you slid backward in compound interest. And before I yield to Ernie, the second thing about what ifs is that it gives other people the line sense or shows a model so we can have success or greatness that is more common. So, what if I refuse to come in here today, or any refuse? What if any refuses to have this show? Then I won't be here. Then I'll meet Michael. The moment you decide to leave your what if, it becomes a movement. It becomes bigger than you. It becomes a line sense. And the world is better off for it. We do not remain at the same level of success or possibility beyond the immediate outcome of that success. That what if leaves you with more energy in your network. You make other people better by living your dreams. It inspires other people. As Emmy is inspiring a lot of us all over the world, the guy is creating a lot of mega stars all over the world. Now, that's because he's taking this bold idea to the next level. What if nobody listens to you? Do it, my friend. What if nobody comes to the party? Take a shot, my friend. What if people, at least the minimum, like Albert Einstein said, is that we'll have learned how not to do the party. What could possibly go wrong? A new lesson. Rather than stay at the seashore, take a swim. You'll have learned how to sink, if not swim, at the end of the day. Yeah, I yield the mic. Thanks for having me. Always excited to be in the room with the godfather of LinkedIn and the great Mike.
Thank you. Thank you. That is a brilliant introduction to our topic and our conversation. I appreciate you, sir. I really do. Thank you so much. So there's other people here. So do drop us a comment. And I say Kiefer is here. I can't see you on my stream yet. That's my fault. I just logged out. For Dr. Vivian. I don't know if Michael's talking yet. Cyrus, thank you so much for being here as well. For other people who are here, please do drop us a comment. I can't do anything if you don't say something. Now, as Coach said, now what if is the key to the doors for everything. Now, when we walk through that what if door, opportunities abound. Our existence really becomes pronounced when we choose to take that chance, to take that opportunity that's before us, right? If we don't take those opportunities, then what if never happened? I said I think that's the principle. I hope we can agree on. As a coach said, everything we do, every time we show up, it is fighting that what if. See, but that what if concept, that what if challenge, it really is a battle we fight every day. It's a battle we fight every single day, right? It's choosing a different direction rather than following this start to lead. I agree. I say what if it can get us further than anything else. If we don't take those what if opportunities, then we are truly going nowhere. I know the coach is a strong believer in working towards your bold idea. So am I. Of course I am. If you have an idea, don't let what if it goes wrong, what if I fail, what if I can't make it, what if someone else is better than me, what if I know why I shouldn't do this. Ignore those thoughts. Focus on the what if you do succeed. That's what our conversations are. So today's conversation really, Michael, I can hear you breathing now, so I know you're still alive, right? Anyway, I'm glad. I'll come to you in a second, my friend. I think, look, today's conversation, it really is, it's a question about how do we find the passion to first get on the road to our bold idea, and then how do we find the passion to carry on through the journey? Because, as I'll tell you more than once today, achieving our bold idea is not a one-shot thing. It's a life journey, right? So look at those who've achieved their bold ideas. Look at those who've achieved big things. Wherever whoever you're going to look at, I can tell you the story of Steve Jobs. I can tell you the story of Elon Musk. These are great creators of our time who've changed the world with their idea, with their bold idea. And they managed to pull it off. They managed to achieve greatness. Again, there's a way that they've done this. This is what I've learned. You find most of my conversations will tend to be what I've learned either from reading or from my mindset coaches. And I tell you for many reasons. I tell you because what I learned from my friends is, it's a lesson I have to take in and really make part of me. And the best way I find to help to make myself learn concepts is by talking about it and by teaching others the same concepts. That's why I talk. Many of my topics these days tend to be based on that idea. Now, there's a book I've read, which I've read it many times now. But this time, it takes on a different connotation, almost, right? This time I've had to really learn it to come and tell you what I've taken from it. It may well be that what I've learned is not the truth. I give myself that chance. I give you that opportunity. I love to know what the coach has to say. I love to know what Michael has to say on our topic today. But I can say I have a different point of view that I've just learned, which I think is super important for you to know. That's why I want to talk about it today. Now, the link to join the studio is in the comments, so please do go along. The link's at the top of this comment stream as well. If you want the link sent to you directly, then just send me Send me, post a message here so I can see it. If you post a message somewhere else, then I won't see it because I don't look at my DMs necessarily whilst I'm talking on here. That could be rather dangerous, right? So talk to me here, and I'll send you the link to your DM. If we're not connected, then I'll send the link to as a connection request. So I hope you will look at it and then join the studio if you have something to share. Right. So let's say our topic today really is about how do you find the passion? How do you end up loving the work you do? So I'm not going to be shy. I'll tell you straight. I want to convince you that what I've learned, what's become clear to me, is that we need to think like craftsmen. What's a craftsman? I hear you ask. I know you're thinking it right. A craftsman. I think of the days of the apprentice and the master. The apprentice was someone who wanted to learn the tricks of the trade. They wanted to learn the whole business, become an expert, become a master themselves. The craftsman, the apprentice, the craftsman's apprentice, they would do anything to learn from the master. Anything. They will sleep on the floor, sleep in the business, work without pay, and do everything that they're asked to do. Without ever questioning, why am I doing that? Again, I'm sure if you're watching something like Karate Kid, something like that, you see the way masters tend to work with apprentices. They make them do things that appear mostly irrelevant to your road to mastery. Alas, your journey to mastery involves everything. That's what the master knows, right? And so maybe another way I'll try and give you a picture of where I'm coming from. Have you heard that saying that it takes 10,000 hours of doing something to become an expert? It takes 10,000 hours of doing something to become an expert. See, the craftsman spends a long time learning the ropes. It's the same as you're going to have to do to achieve your bold idea, especially if it's an area where you're not an expert already, an area where you have not got what we call capital, like a capital bank, capital reserves. Let me try and explain that. So I'm here doing these events, right? But I spent the last 9 years, or maybe the last 8 years before the events came into being a marketer. So I built up some skills, some capital in marketing people, giving people visibility, giving people a voice, getting people heard, and bringing an audience together. So when I do what I do today, I'm not starting at zero. I'm starting, pretty well down the road compared to someone who's never done marketing before. I have some capital that I can then bring to my new experience, my new activity. See, if you are starting on your bold idea in a whole new concept, a whole new area, a whole new solution, you're going to have to find a way to develop the skills you need. Those 10,000 hours I mentioned just now, that 10 years of learning. So even if you are like me, where you have that capital reserves, so to speak, that capital bank to call on, so you know something already. The whole point of the bold idea is that it is a new idea, it's a different solution, it's a better solution than ever has been before. So even then, you're going to have to do things differently to what others are doing. You're going to have to learn how to do things differently. You have to learn how to make your solution truly a bold idea rather than just an idea. When we can do that, my friends, we arrive at a place of greatness. Greatness because one will become the master, And two, we get people coming to us for our solution. But to make all that happen, we must find passion in our work. Now, my argument is simply that we need to find the skills first. No matter what work you do, you need to find the skills, the craftsman's mentality, the craftsman's mindset, the wish to learn everything, the wish to keep learning every day. They wish to learn more and more and more. The question, so by the end, I want to try and help you understand, how do we become that expert? What does it take to have that craftsman's mindset and to act like a craftsman? I could sing to you all day, right? I say that I don't really mean sing to you. I mean, I can talk to you all day about singers, performance. Now, think of a performer. See, by the time you see a musician, whoever, I'm taking a musician, any guitar player you like, for example, right? You realize by the time they come to play on stage, the good ones, the great ones, you know, the black man, Jimi Hendrix is what I'm thinking of, right? How many hours do you think he practiced before he went on stage and became a great guitar player? He didn't just wake up and say, I want to play guitar and learn and start playing. My son's got a guitar. He got a guitar for his birthday. Where are we now? A month ago, thereabouts. He's learning, and every time he learns, he gets better. Now, think of the same thing for a new employee when they join a company. Now, this is one of our issues today, right? The great creators that you and I know want to become an expert overnight, just like that. They learn a bit, they do a bit, and they think, oh, I'm there. No, it doesn't work like that. That's just not how it works. Sorry about that. Okay. So we have to say, like my son, you got to put the hours in, right? Like a new employee, you have to put the hours in. Now, we have this word where our kids come to work and they think, you know what? I want to be creative. I want to create great marketing materials, great designs, great adverts. And they want to get to work on day one. They're like, welcome, new employee. Great to have you. We appreciate you. We love you. We're going to pay you good money, of course. Maybe not so good money, to be fair, because you're just new, right? And you're young. So why don't you go and change the water in the water cooler? And while you're there, make tea for the team. This kid is thinking, what the hell? What have I walked into? They are a million miles from that place where they say they love the work. But my argument today is that it's a mindset thing. When we think like a craftsman, we'll do anything, knowing that the more we learn, one day we'll have skills that are so valuable that they can't ignore us. And they start giving us the big jobs. They start giving us the creative work. They start giving us the top stuff to do, the good stuff, the stuff that we wanted to do on day one. But we must learn. We must have that mindset to learn, which will take years. Okay. That's my opening gambit today. I would love to know what anyone who's in the studio or Michael or Coach thinks about my idea.
Hello.
Michael, are you there?
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Okay. I'll come back to you in a second. So, what's your take on my perspective, Michael?
All right. It's very accurate with respect to what I was thinking about. It's all about being able to transport yourself into a condition that enables you to do all that you can and fixates you on the problem or fixates you on the tasks that you want to accomplish or the tasks that you want to accomplish in order to get to your goal. What I'm particularly saying is that you need to come with a mindset such that you have nothing to lose. If you were to turn around and go back, you will not accomplish anything. If you are to move forward, you will accomplish something and you never know what else because there is no what else at the back. So when you actually enter a situation where you're trying to pursue or become a craftsman, what you want to do is to enter that, embody yourself in that mindset so that you can be a learner of everything that you see, everything that you smell, touch, hear, and everything that basically tickles your mind. Think about it, apply it, do what you need to do in order to get an understanding of why you're doing what you're doing, for what purpose, where does it apply, how can it go beyond its typical application? Because that is also a birth of that's where you have birthing of ideas. Not one task can is strictly for one thing. You can use one task for a myriad of things, a myriad of things. Bruce Lee once said that the person I fear most is the one that practices one kick 1,000 times than the person who practices many things 1,000 times. It's a
My
big deal.
friends,
That's actually pretty real, and
yeah,
that's
no,
what
I
Annie's
think
talking about.
you get it. You definitely get it, right? You definitely
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I think
Now
it's
it's
that,
coffee's
that
turn.
I think that one kick concept is the point today, right? We need to practice that thing that we think we want to be that person, to be that thing, right? I'm not speaking in code. I'm speaking as best I can. So I think Coach David gets it as well. Even though I know Coach David had a spiritual slant, and look at the heart of our question today, Michael, is so when do you find the passion? When do you say to yourself, I love this?
That is up to you
Can
Mm,
I?
because it's it's up to you.
yes.
There is
I
no there's no point in saying, oh, I can do it this time or I can do it there. No,
mm,
no, no, no. The
yeah.
universe either comes with you, colludes with you, and then you say, oh, eureka,
Mm, yeah,
From the
and there you move on.
indeed. The coach,
And you wait.
I'll bring you
And
in,
yeah,
coach.
that's why I say,
Gum.
listen, hear, touch, smell, everything.
yeah,
Because you never know when it's going to come, and you never know from where it's going to come. All
yeah,
those
Yeah.
applications will allow, all those abilities will allow you to really, what do you call it, narrow down and zero in on your goal,
Mm,
yeah,
like an arrow zeroing in on a target.
yeah,
yeah.
Once it knows where it needs to go, that's it.
I think that's what I was saying earlier. About having a capital reserve, a reserve for your capital, for your ability, right? You know,
hmm,
you have to learn a lot to have that capital bank almost. That bank
yeah,
of skills, career capital is called, right?
yeah.
You know, but I accept your point, Mike. But I think you've got the right end of the stick. Kiefer, I see you. I'll come to you in a second if that's all right. Coach, sorry about that. No, it's not sorry about that. No, you have to wait your turn. Right?
No, no, Michael did some very heavy justice.
Yeah.
I just want to add a few thoughts.
Mhm.
Uh,
I
number,
see you got a few comments as well. So if you want to talk us through those, then if you want to use some of those in what you share with us, I will appreciate that.
okay. Number one, you mentioned bold ideas. They need to be engineered. The idea may not be bold at the beginning, or it may not appear bold to your mind, or it might even be too bold that is scaring you. You have to get used to the idea mentally. One of the problems that a lot of people have is that their goals haven't passed from their ephemeral surface of their minds to the inner subconscious mind. When your mind accepts an idea firmly, you will never be able to rest anymore until you see it in the physical. I think the rule says something like, whatsoever you vividly imagine shall inevitably come to pass. Why? The mind and the body are one. Wherever the mind is, the body follows. If you eat African soup, you understand that when you taste very sweet soup, your palate goes higher, it doesn't come down, so you'll be craving for that soup. When the mind, and that's what Michael also was talking about, the universe, when you're tuned to the frequency of that thing at a level that becomes so real and so at home with you, you will find out that your muscles will begin to find the actions that and the level of effort required for you to manifest it in the physical. It follows that the mind and body are one. That if the mind can conceive a new speed, if the mind moves over the barrier, the body follows. Look, people only die physically when their mind gives up. So that's what we mean by engineering, that your mind accepts it fully. Number two, there's no idea that cannot be bold. If you're ready to make it bold, you must believe the idea and be ready to amplify or stretch it or morph it or do what it takes to make it a bold idea. You may need to scale it to new audiences. You may need to invert it in other ways that have not been done before. Because at the end of the day, maybe there's nothing new under the heaven. Maybe there is no new idea, only bolder ideas all the time. And in the marketplace of ideas, the boldest ideas will win the admiration of the crowd. If you are dancing and you are dancing very timidly, people will not be on your show. You got to dance like you are the next happening thing. If your mind does not accept it, your leg will not be able to move in dancing. There are people that dance in their minds a lot, but they can't dance physically. What's going on is that their thoughts, emotions, imaginations, perceptions, perspectives, and the state of their mind cannot stomach them dancing. You must see the image. All athletes do this. Once they see the image, then they can manifest it. So that's what I mean by the bold idea must be engineered. The second point I'd like to make, which is the point Michael was talking to and you were talking to, is that anything that is a what if is uncomfortable at first because a what if. You're comfortable where you are. Anything at all that you're going to start anew will be comfortable at first. As you meditate deeper on it, it gets more comfortable. After a while, you break the inertia. You break the initial inertia. Inertia is the physics term for every object trying to remain at rest until a force is applied. That force, how do you get the passion? You must think continuously about that thing. You must agitate and focus internally on it. Until that thing enters your mind, your body will not leave the bed. How do you get so tired you don't want to go out in the morning? Because the comfort of the bed is higher than the promised note of the success of the day. If, for example, I tell you, Annie, that tomorrow morning, see me at 6 a.m., 5 hours from your house, I must be there by 6 a.m., and I'm giving you 50,000 pounds. Listen, you're probably feeling tired now. You're going to say, how do you want to? Do you want me to come by sea, land, or underground? Do you want me to come through the air, or you want me to disappear? Just name the strategy and we'll be there. Immediately you lose sleep. Sleep was interesting because the comfort of the bed in the morning is more than the promissory note of the day. Change happens for you to take the first action. at the point at which the discomfort of the current moment is far, 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 far lower than the promise. Once the discomfort is higher in your mind than the promise, you're going to remain on the bed. But when the brightness of the promise of standing up or taking action gets higher, however you find, it's called the kickstart, and physics and chemistry, biochemistry, physics will show that you need times 4 of power or energy to start an engine. That when it has started running, you will need less power to keep it running. So that initial spark of energy will require some mind shift bend thingy. When your mind acquires that level of energy, entropy, and you vibrate at that level, you're going to start taking action. In fact, you'll have started taking action before you know. I told you about the lady who says she's an introvert. She just like meeting people. So I said, for everybody you meet, I'm going to give you X thousand naira, whatever. She said, no, 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 what are you talking about? Say, I'm the most extroverted person in this room. Nobody's as extroverted as I am. So how do you get the passion to start? It is by having inner conversations, inner mental programs, inner images. However, you have to induce or induct yourself. You need a friend? Do you need an Emmy? Do you need a Michael? By the way, I'm also available. If you're looking for something to start, I can push you into the sea. And then you learn how to swim when you enter the river, or you get Keifa as your friend. You must find a way to do something. And how do you sustain the energy? Again, the same process. Um, After a while, you're going to meet difficulty. The thing is going to start looking tougher. That's because you are passing through the zone of learning. That zone, you must cross that zone where that activity now looks complex. You've the initial energy with which you start begin to wane. You now begin to meet with complexities. That's where many people quit. But if you stay put, science has shown that after a while, you may not even be having solution. You simply just get used to the new routine. Wait until your mind, your spirit, your soul, your body gets into the routine. Leave the remaining to nature. Just stay the course until you acquire the habits. Our goals, our aims, our habits are reality. Our goals and objectives are the things that we aim, that's our vision, but our reality are our habits. When you start and you notice yourself failing, is because you have habits in the previous cycle that won't support that new thing. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt to keep repeating that activity. At the point, at the threshold, the ease of doing the same thing will get better on you. You'll have mastered it. At that point, keep doing it on auto cruise. But wait for the marker, the time when you now enjoy that activity or the things leading to it, or you are beginning to miss it. It's like I used to go to gym at the time. The first few weeks was tough, but after a while, I just in a week or two, my body began to feel very iffy itch. Oh, I've not been to the gym. It was surprising. I was getting addicted now. I was getting used to it. And when I left that area, I mourned that gym in Co because it was a very nice gym and I was well trained by the guys there. So that's the way to answer your two questions. I hope I didn't speak for too long. I yield the mic. Thank you, Annie, Michael, and Keifa. Thank you.
One point I would like to add to what um, Coach said, and it's very real, and it is something that will help you manifest what you need to manifest all the time, 100%. And if I were to go further and you go to delve into the spiritual realm, then I would say 200%. So
Say
that
that
being
again
said,
slowly,
And louder. We can't hear you.
louder, please. Say it slowly and louder.
Just pass me the mic, Michael.
okay, hold on. There we go. How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Like I said, Coach was
yeah,
indicating that there was something that he had that talking about habits
Mm.
yeah,
and creating, living your life through habits,
yeah,
and that is our reality.
Yeah.
It is true.
Mm.
Our habits are our reality.
Yep.
If you invest more time in your habits and creating good habits, that will lead you to to places that you want to be, or that you've asked somebody else in the past and said, "Hey, how'd you get to this point?" And he gives you a list of habits that you need to follow.
Yep.
Follow those habits
Yep.
and make sure that as you're following them, you come to a point where you're enjoying those habits,
Yep.
and then they become internal with your
Yep.
body and your mind, and you continuously do them easier, and you
Yep.
find yourself doing it easier, and you find yourself getting up craving to do them,
Yep.
Yeah.
and at
Uh,
some point you start creating through those
yeah.
habits. It will
Okay.
enable you
So,
to
Michael,
create what you
Michael,
imagine.
here's a question for you, and a question for everyone on stage. Right. Maybe there's an issue in the audience who want to come on stage, maybe, right? Michael, why do we say to people, follow your passion? Why is that our predominant message these days?
The predominant message to say we follow passion is it's our passion that leads us to create the habits that we need to have in order to get to where we need to go. That's the first thing you identify, and you can click, and you anybody can identify with that as well. If I'm speaking to you and you feel that I am passionate on the subject that I'm talking about, it's because you can feel it.
Mm.
Passion gets across to you through emotion.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay,
emotional attachment with passion allows you, enables you, or the receiver, to get up and start doing what they want to do.
I agree. I agree. It brings in all the things that Coach spoke about. There's how the idea must be in your subconscious, and and what you spoke about how we must be fixated with our bold idea. I say, well, but
Mm.
a lot of people approach this. I'm admitting myself. A lot of people approach this the wrong way, Michael. Is my point, right? They think I must love it, otherwise it's not for me. And people fight this battle every day, Michael. And in all walks of life, the people think, uh, "Do I really love this? Is this really me? Is this really my why?" Coach, you talk about prophecy, coach. People ask every day, "Is this really my prophecy? Is this really my mission? Do I even love this at all?" No, my point is that way of thinking brings problems. Is more dangerous than people realize, Michael. When they focus on the passion initial as a driver, we need to focus on skills like a craftsman. The skills will bring the passion later on, but no one tells people this. This is what I'm telling you today, my friend. Anyway,
Yeah,
let me stop talking for a
it's a deeper way of thinking,
minute. It is,
um, and it is also a way in which you enable people to move faster in their goals.
mm,
Um, when 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 we started walking, when we were a baby, we were on the ground. We couldn't do anything. Getting off our backs, standing up, walking, all those things. Did we have passion for them?
yes and no, I think is the answer, right? Yes, we did because as kids we're thinking about I must walk. Whatever it takes to walk, I will. Are you with me? So in which case, it's in our brains. We're fixed already. We did
Yeah,
because as
but
kids we think
you're walking for a reason, right? I mean,
yeah,
all those things you are trying to accomplish. I must walk. I must do this. I must do that.
mm,
You're doing it for a reason.
mm, yes,
If you had seen something else or somebody else do it a different way,
mm,
in a different manner, would you have gone through and actually, okay, which one do I now want to choose to use to get to whatever
yeah.
point I need to get?
Would
You have a
we?
choice now.
We do.
Yeah,
In the world of work, we have that choice. Now, I say that for sure. If
that is
you
true.
are welcome, let me welcome her. Let me get through everyone, then I come back to you, Michael. How's that?
That sounds good.
there's a danger to this passion thing that people don't acknowledge. But I think it's. I'll tell you long before we go. Kiefer, please, I give you the mic, my friend. What's your take
Thank
on this?
you, our host, Annie. Thanks for having us, and most welcome guests. Good evening. It's
Thank
a
you.
fantastic conversation, Annie. I love it. The craftsman, the passion to become a craftsman. Definitely got to have passion. I know Mike was talking about, do we have passion to walk? When you have one child, it takes them forever to walk. When you have two child, guess what? The second child saw the first child walking and they have a passion to walk. And it's easy. I heard the late Martin Luther King Jr. say, if you're going to be a road sweeper, be the best road sweeper you can be. When you have passion, you step out in that passion and you become a master at what you do if you have the passion. Case in point, I'm a welder. I've been welding 45 years. I started in a very unique way because I had a passion to make things. Matter of fact, as a child, as a young man, as a youth, I used to like making bicycles. And I said to myself, you know, I'd love to work in a bicycle factory. And that's exactly what I went to look for. I went to work in a bicycle factory because I was good at it and I liked it. And I was in bicycle factory for 14 years. And even when I moved on, still wanted to make things and love making things as a welder. I'm in my current job 30 years because I've got a passion for welding and making things. So you can see we can start it out by looking out at a master or watching or having a passion, but once we continue that journey, I would say today I'm a master at what I do because I love it. I make money from it. I'm satisfied with it, and I'll choose it again tomorrow. Annie, thanks for the privilege. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you. I think I'm doing other things. That's why I couldn't get back quick enough. I never do, right? Look, I love. I said, of course, I love everything you're saying. I love the fact that you do put. Passion counts. Don't get me wrong. Passion counts. We have to have passion for what we do. Otherwise, we're doing nothing, right? We're not going to
Mhm.
last long. I think your 45-year story, it's your journey, should I say? It brings thoughts. It brings a question to our minds, right? Because a lot of people think, be the best only if I'm passionate, only if I'm passionate, but only if I love doing it. That's what I'm going to use, right? But I think what I'm taking from you, which is my argument today, is that you have to do it for so long, you will love it. It's that
Mm.
you only love when you become the best.
Mm. And
Only
you
when
get paid. And you get paid. And I
when
think
you're
that's
good
a part of it. Being paid to do it as well, to
when
make
you
the thing.
get good at it, that's when you say, right, I love this. The other thing that people seem to think, Kiefer, that they're gonna walk around life and find this thing and go, ooh, hearts, hearts, hearts. No, that's not how it works. You gotta do the work, and then
Dedication.
later
Dedication.
on you might get that this is me sort of feeling. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand today. You're a perfect example, my friend. To be the best, you have to learn the skills. You have to learn the skills. And like again, your point is that the same skills in one role have carried you through life to other roles.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about earlier when I mentioned career capital. We have to build up this bank of skills that we can then move around with us, which work for us across different areas, right? And then
Mhm.
we find that passion when we learn enough skills to be good at something. Our passion, our subconscious, everything works from there. No, because your bold ideas are just an idea. You have to be different to what's being done today. I
Yeah.
don't say, like, I can give you say that I'm thinking of someone like Steve Jobs, for example. not many know the true story. They think, Apple and he got rich and that's it, right? But the Steve Jobs story is more one of, he had this thing called Apple, like Apple One, right? And he said walks around and it was like, oh, I got this technology, Apple One, different way of doing, computing. And people were like, yeah, we like it, but yeah, whatever, right? He went away, got $250,000 funding to create the Apple II. And the Apple II, him and Steve Wozniak, I think that's his name, right? They created this next level of computing. Again, I tell you the story because it made me understand that you must create a better solution, not just better, incrementally better, but a lot better. That's when the world goes, wow, we need that. Yeah. But to get there, it took him having knowledge about the industry. It took him having a team of specialists to create Apple II. And think how long ago that was in the journey. I've got an iMac 10. That's 10 years old. I'm saying, think where your iPhone is today. I'm saying it comes from that simple logic.
Idea, yeah.
Get really good at what we do, if not pay the experts to do it. But again, I'm kind of crazy myself, Kiefer, in that I like to know everything about it, whatever it is, right? People say to me, Annie, just get people to do your book layouts. You don't have to do it yourself. I'm like, no, I like doing it. I want to know. I want to know everything. I want to know so much that I can invent a different way of doing things. People don't see what I do most days. Yes, you see me awake, but I'm learning more than anything else. I'm learning than I can do. I'm not going to ask a staff to do something I can't do myself in my business. I never have that.
There's also there's also a passion also to teach others. When you become the craftsman, you become a master. You want to teach someone else 100%. To carry that craftsmanship on.
100%. Again, your bold idea can't just be for one day, or for 1 year. It's a lifetime thing that's going to change humanity, right? I say you have to have that. Exactly what you're saying, Kiefer, that willingness to teach others. But you can't teach what you don't know. So you have to teach. You have to learn it inside out to teach anyone anything. Luckily, I've got these rooms to do exactly that. That's why the conversations that I want to have with people on my topic. Let's go to Lewis, and then we'll go to Dr. Roxana. Then I'll give everyone the floor. Well, I might tell you what's wrong with the passion idea. Coming from a passion perspective, there is an inherent danger I think we need to bear in mind. Thank you so much, Kiefer. Luz, how are you doing? You've changed your picture. And it gets all disturbed when you change your picture.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm Loes Pijpers from the Netherlands. Yes, I changed my picture. When you do that, you the people who follow you stay active to activate your followers, so they get notice of your new picture. That's only good, I think. A craftsman mindset, skill building to create something valuable in the world, and a passion mentality, following your inner fire or enthusiasm. I think I prefer best of both. A strong lean forward towards the craftsman's discipline, and passion follow your passion for your idea. For example, Elon Musk with SpaceX. He has a passion for space travel and engineering skills, and both is necessary, I think. You can't send a rocket to Mars without knowledge of engineering. And my bold idea is to make the world a little bit better tomorrow than it is today. And today I adopted an elephant. And the people who care for the elephant, have knowledge about that. So I think you need both passion for your idea and your goal, and skills to achieve your goal, I think. So one goes with the other. And I think it's important to embrace failure. See setbacks as feedback. Feedback is very important, and failure is a sort of step on the ladder to achieve your goal eventually. And daily practice, just like is said here in the event. Uh, uh, I think it's important that you make it a habit, because if you want to be successful, you practice your goal and your skills every day. I'm a big promoter of transformational leadership. Create new leaders, learn others how to do it so they can learn it to others too. That's very important. And take care of your people in your leadership. Don't be only a leader. And your bold idea isn't a dream, it's a project. Start crafting it today. And daily practice. Commit 1% improvement daily. I think that's important, because you can't achieve your goal 100% the next day. But if you take a step every day and take action of it, of your idea, then you can achieve it. And I uh, I like to involve everyone in your plan. Let everybody participate when you are in a team. If everybody can participate, you're only making each other stronger, and you can achieve your goal together instead of being at the finish alone. That's very lonely, I think. So you can have a bold idea and share it with others. We enter a new era of leadership, and that demands another way of doing business. And information is available everywhere, and everyone can share their ideas and bold ideas. I think we are now in 2025 in a new era of leadership, and that fits totally in that era, I think. Everybody can share their bold ideas, and nothing is impossible. So there are less boundaries, and I'm a big promoter of less rules and less micromanagement, because that's not good for the creativity. When everybody can share their creativity and their ideas, the best innovations will be born, I think. And I will encourage everyone to develop themselves to the max and share your ideas, because nothing is impossible. With together, we can make the things seem impossible possible. That's my share. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sure. Thank you, Lewis, and amazing. Again, everything that you said, I agree with, and there are many important points there that you mentioned, which I think I do. I don't want to touch on a bit. Jay, welcome. I see you. Glad you're here, my friend. Sometimes you must stand a bit of rain to see the rainbow. Oh, I like that. And I like an analogies that I can't come up with myself, right? And I do. I think your reference to Elon Musk matters a lot. Lose, it matters a lot because, again, people would think, yes, he's a buffoon. Yes, he's got some social skills issues, but when it comes to how electric engines work, design electric batteries, the man is a genius. When it comes to creating, engineering as a whole, it's a genius, right? He really is. You have to accept that. He didn't get to where he wanted to because he wanted to do it. He got there because he wanted to do it, and the mix, like you say, it's a mix between wanting to do it and also having that drive, that passion.
Yes, and some people think he doesn't know where he's talking about, but that's not true because he has engineering skills. His father was a pilot, and he had a lot of knowledge, so he does know things about engineering. Otherwise, you can't send a rocket to Mars. And I think Elon Musk is pulling our ourselves into the future, and we have to focus on the future because technology, AI, and everything is developing very fast. So we have to embrace new technology, robotics, AI, and look at the future. If we want to be ahead of the future, we have to embrace new technology, because if we don't embrace it, it will be there soon and be there without us. So if we want to step into the future and we will be part of the future, we have to embrace that and focus on the future. So if we want to be a part of the future, let's focus on the future and embrace it, and we can work together with AI and robotics. It's not to replace humans, but human-centric in the new technology. It's very important. And for repetitive tasks, we can use AI agents. It can release our work and make our work easier. And that's and now some say robotics hasn't got feelings, but I saw a video on YouTube from some innovator. He is busy with giving robotics and AI feelings. So it's a matter of time. In 5 years from now, I believe robotics have feelings, and they can be our best friends if we work together with them, if we want to
It's an
be part of
idea.
the future.
It's an idea. I think maybe I see. Maybe I see it slightly different, Luz. I think we have to get so much better. That way, a robot can never replace us. I think that's a real human challenge, the humanity challenge, really. When those who use all that AI stuff, I think that many are lazy. There's things for AI to do, big data, for example. Boring, repetitive stuff. I think, but we have to keep ourselves ahead by having craftsman's mentality in all we do. And I truly believe that. It's an argument. We might have the argument one day, Lewis, and have a whole room on that conversation. But I think it's rather bland, but it's what it is, right? But look, on your points, you definitely you gave us a lot about how we arrive at the craftsman's mentality, the craftsman's mindset. So the willingness to accept failure is important. You can't achieve great things, your bold idea, without being willing to fail along the journey. And failure is simply a point to learn, right? I think your thing about we have to do what you call daily practice. I agree. Again, even if we use Elon Musk as an example, this man hasn't just started his company and found success. He's been at it since I was born. That's the strange thing, right? So since I was born, 75, and then this man could go into Tesla. I'm saying that's years. What, 50 years? I'm a bit more, right? I'm saying that's a long, long time. And when this man started and he was sleeping on the floor in a Tesla building, and they said that this man is a lunatic, he's mad, clearly. But obviously, he was doing the hours, that 10,000 hours I talked about earlier. He was doing the hours. He was putting the work in to get to where he wants to get to where he is today. I'm saying most people don't appreciate the level of effort and dedication it takes But it starts with that daily practice, being willing to learn. And I would say this as well, Luz. Now, think like an athlete. You have to be willing to stretch yourself beyond what you ever have, what you did yesterday. Now, my son is, he's the worst at it. He makes it, whenever I do a exercise and he's around, he's like, do it better, Dad. I'm like, why? I'm doing fine. No, he has to hurt more. Do it slower. Do more. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm old. But no, he's never happy, right? I'm saying he has a craftsman mentality of fitness, which is do more in your practice than you ever have to do in your real race. The coach mentioned it earlier. Athletes, they visualize. The reason that they can visualize and do it is because they, in the practice, they do more than they're ever going to do in the Olympics, if you can believe that. They run faster. They run harder. They run many more times in practice. So when it comes to race day, they might have 3 or 4 races now, but they've done those times already, right? So that's why they perform. I'm saying we have to be the same. We have to stretch ourselves before game day, before delivery day comes. That's part of the craftsman's mentality, right? The craftsman puts a lot more effort in than people sort of realize. But that's life, right? And the craftsman is obsessed by one thing. It's not the idea it's obsessed by. The craftsman is obsessed by the output, the result, the delivery, what the customer gets. That's what drives the craftsman every day. How can I make that better? How can I give a better solution?
And I think one can't be without the other. If you have a dream but no skills or no taking action on that, you have nothing. And when you only have skills but you don't believe something, or you don't have a dream, you don't have enough to achieve your goal. So I think it takes both to achieve something, skills and hard work, and have a dream for something. So that's
I
my
agree. No, look, I agree with you. Look, skills without a goal is pointless. A goal without skills, you're going nowhere. Ultimate frustration, and that's it. I think that's what I think people who chase their passion miss, Luz. They want to have the dream without the skills. If all you're chasing is what you love, the chances are you're not going to work hard at anything. If I ask Dr. Roxana, and I can see you looking at me, Dr. Roxana, is if I ask you, what is it that drives you? If you said it's my passion, that must suggest that it's an innate skill, and you haven't done any work. And I think in this world, we seem to tell people this every day, and we're just lying to them. We need to just be honest with them and say, right, be prepared to sweat blood and tears for what you want. Whatever it is you want, go and put the skill in, go and put the time in, learn the skills, and then you might deliver something. You might fail, hell. But what if you do succeed? Dr. Roxana, talk to us. Would you follow your passion or do you follow your skills?
I follow my passion. I also input my skills. That continuous learning has to be there. And it has to be what you love. You don't just start doing what you don't like because others are doing it. So there's going to be passion, commitment. You have to be doing what you love. And you have to pay attention to details too. Pay attention to details. Where are others going? The people in your doing the same thing as you're doing, are you looking at where they're going? It's not copycat. It's not copying. Sometimes you want to know the direction everyone is going and go there also, or plan to be there. You also need to have continuous learning and unlearning. There are things you need to unlearn, and there are things you need to learn. Be ready to add more skills to get to that level. And by the way, in that thing you want to do, what are your whys? Why do you want to do them? What is pushing you into them? If you don't have that passion and commitment, then there's no way you can teach. I had someone said there's no way you can teach what you don't like and what you don't know. So you have to learn those skills and be able to also do it. You have to also collaborate. That's what I was saying. You have to collaborate. Make sure that the people in the community, you are working with people in the community, network, and those bold ideas. Two good heads are better than one. That's what they said, and it is true. So it's always good to maybe meet the people in the community, talk about it, see what they are writing, brainstorm, and you go with it. That is nothing like a good community that pulls you up, that help you grow. It's not just about you. It was a community you have that helps you grow, puts that accountability to you. Then you can go to that. Those bold ideas, you can achieve them. We already talked about continuous learning, but resilience is there too. You have to be resilient. Remember that some people who have business, some businessmen wake up by 4 a.m. when that's no alarm clock, but they just woke up. There is something in them that is chasing them. They want to catch it. They want to make it happen. And so you just have to have that resilience. There's something you want to learn, continuous learning, creativity, and experimentation. I had someone said you shouldn't be afraid of failing. The only time you failed is you failed and you didn't want to get up. But fail and get up anyway and keep on learning. So experiment. If that doesn't work, then this one will work. So be able to experiment, discipline and consistency. You need to be disciplined. Mindfulness and presence. You have to be present in what you're doing. Don't be afraid to stop doing something if it's not working. It's not just because you decided a bold idea and it's not working, you continue doing it. No, you can change your mind. You're allowed to change your mind. Okay, so that's what I want to contribute. Mindfulness and presence, continuous learning and unlearning. That's what I'm saying. You can unlearn. There are things you can unlearn and be present and make sure that you're in a community who are pulling you up, who are ready to pull you up, and then you network with them, see what to change. Where is the community? Where are we all going? In this era of AI, sometimes I think we can do stuff together, because you'll be surprised what you learn from a small child if you're listening. So you have to be able to listen. It's not just about you. Maybe I'm guilty of that too, but we have to be able to listen.
No, look,
And,
I think that you are describing a lot of the craftsman's mentality, craftsman's mindset, which is brilliant, because I think that's where the truth lies. Truly, Michelle says, "Love you, Professor Roxana. We all do, Michelle. We all do." I love Michelle. She has a conversation with me in the
love you, Michelle.
Again, I love what Michelle says when she says, "Oh, where is it? No, it's not that one. My screen just moved up. Sorry. Right.
Okay.
When you're ready to shovel poop is when you're ready to learn to ride your pony." That's the point, right? I'm saying, whatever your bold idea is, my friends, don't think you're gonna have fun every day. That's not a bold idea. That's not even a thing. That's ridiculous, right? You start from the bottom, from almost everything. Don't be surprised if you know nothing on day one. I'm saying you don't know nothing, because if you have that career capital,
That's what we said. Continuous learning.
Yeah, continuous learning, and also I think there's also a point about doing your best every time, like a craftsman would. That's why I said to you, we have an obsession about the results. The output is everything, right? And each time, output must get better and better. That means we must perform better and better. That's a craftsman mentality. I've had craftsmen do stuff, shoes, building, whatever else, right? Every day they get better, and we have to have the same mind, the same mentality.
We get better.
I'm sure Elon Musk is still learning today. I bet he's
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
he's learning today, but he might be learning something.
The only time you stop learning is when someone is, if you're not alive, if you're dead, then when you stop learning.
Too many
I don't
people
understand.
don't learn. They're not strategic in what they're learning. Maybe we need to have a conversation around what are you learning.
Yeah.
And a simple example: a lot of people will learn about mindset, about well-being today. Are you learning technical skills? Are you learning about your trade? Are you really learning?
Are
Or
you experimenting? Because
right?
sometimes your bold idea may not work. Are you able to maybe diversify or evolve somewhere else? You don't really have to stay there. If it's not working, maybe you have to look into another direction.
Yeah. Look, I love your concept about unlearning bad habits and things that
Oh
not
yeah.
help. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's very important. Again, the craftsman will not. They want to learn what makes them, the next master. That's the
Yeah.
priority. And whereas
Yeah.
now
And
everything else has to be
it's
unlearned.
never too late to unlearn something. There are things I learned when I was young. I found out that it is better to unlearn them now. It's okay,
Yeah.
but putting up some more skills every day helps you get your board ideas. More
Indeed,
skills.
indeed.
More skills.
We must get more skills, more skills, more skills. Attention to detail you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And following others. I think, and I want to talk about this for a second. I think those who achieve bold ideas, those successful people, as we call them, successful, right? They sacrifice a lot of things on the journey. I
Exactly.
mean, think of yourselves here, my friends.
Discipline and resilience. Yeah. They
We
discipline
sacrifice.
themselves.
Our friends are having fun. We've been working for years. I know Paulette's friends are having fun and she's writing her books. I'm saying, don't watch what others are doing. You do your thing. Like a craftsman doesn't watch what others are doing. They're just focusing on their trade, on their art.
Yes.
And so focus on your thing.
Don't be afraid to be different.
Yeah, don't worry. If your friends are out having fun, well, again, maybe it's a question of does the success that you crave, your bold idea, make it worthwhile for you? It will do in the end. It really will do.
Yes.
Especially if you do develop what we're talking about, which is this career capital. Everything you do to your best.
Yeah.
That way you learn, and then you can move that somewhere else if you have to. If your bold idea goes skew with, then at least you can go somewhere else and do something different because you have skills.
Exactly.
It's when you let the skills go and treat every day as a laissez-faire. Well, treat every day as oh, I don't love it, I'm not gonna do it. That's not gonna get you anywhere. Do something enough and you will love it. My point, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk to Paulette. Are you eating, Paulette? You having dinner?
Hi, Paulette.
Of course not. No. You just caught me. Yeah. I love this conversation, but I kind of have I've got two issues really. The first one is don't separate passion and commitment and determination and focus because they're all in line, and without all of them something doesn't happen. Yes, I absolutely agree with the X thousands of hours of doing something to do it well. But I think that we've all been taught about mindset and the goals and achievement and determination. You've got to hit these markers. And not everybody will do it right. And quite frankly, failing is actually probably the single most important thing you can do. Because the more you fail, the more you learn, the better you get. But I would also say that when you talk about the craftsman, you know, the craftsman doesn't want to put, in terms of like, let's take someone like a carpenter. That intricate work that they do, you can't replicate, for like doing a job for a couple of years. Someone has been doing it for 15, 10, 20, 30 years, whatever it is. They become experts in their field. You can't become an expert. You can write something on AI, you can draw something 3D computer, you can do all these amazing things and these 3D printers and all the rest of it. But it will never take away from the actual person who's got the physical hands that have done that job, taking out, gouging out bits of wood to turn into beautiful trestles or whatever it is. The problem is, do people stop valuing it? So what we would consider to be something as a master craftsman, or in terms of somebody who is at the peak of their performance, there's only one place for them to go. And that is either to retire, which is what happens to people like boxers and athletes and everybody else. They get to the pinnacle and then they retire. And then they try to become something else. They pivot and they become a TV personality or a presenter or something. But if we're talking about people who are like you and I, like what I call normal people, normal, I've lived 1,000 lives. I really have. I don't even want to think about the number of lives I've lived. And every one of them has taught me something. And so I think that life is actually the biggest and the most, life and experience are the two tools that you can't learn from an AI machine. You can't learn from reading books, because it's actual real life people that have had real life circumstances and experiences that make them equipped to do a certain job. And so that is where, when you talk about passion, you talk about the craftsman, the two of those come together, because it's experience and life's experience, not just today's experience, but what's the years that have gone on before, that make you the master at what you are in the future. Does that make any sense, Henny?
Perfect sense, Paulette. Perfect sense. Genius there. Oh, no, really. Thank you so much. Mohammed, John, I see you. Welcome. Glad you're here. Also, I see, I don't know what your name is, Raspberry Basketball Coaches Network. Thank you for joining us. A bit of a long name, but we'll take it, my friend. We'll take it. Now, Paulette, again, I'm blessed to have friends who are like-minded. I know that. I know that for sure. I appreciate that. I'm talking to people who get my point. Now, you certainly do, Paulette, of course. Your question about the carpenter thing. Yes, I'm not going to be. I have no interest in being like that carpenter. What I want to do is learn the tricks of the trade. I want to learn the trade properly, right? So I can create my own thing. I can create my own creations. I don't, That's what I was saying just about the response to Dr. Roxana. Don't compare yourself to others. Just focus on learning and knowing what you know well. Again, I don't say it lightly. Focus on the outputs. What are you delivering to people? Make that your primary goal. Be output centric. And make that your obsession. Each time that you deliver something to someone, you do better and better and better. Yes, we can't all be the same, but what we can be is, we can be great at what we do, whatever that means to you. I'm leaving that to you. I'm saying, when you're capable, when you have the life experience that Paulette just mentioned, and you are super capable, then you're an expert. The point is this: don't expect to achieve your bold idea if you know nothing. Don't be that person. You're not going to get there. You're just not, because you're not going to create the solution that people need. And this is at the heart of our conversation. Your bold idea must be one that transform people's lives. I'm not saying to you, if you're not going to change people's lives, you're not going to fly a rocket to the moon. Don't do it. Look around you for a second. Just look around you for a second. Wherever you are, look around you. Everything you see was someone's bold idea. Stapler, a pen, a watch, my wallet, batteries, picture frame. I'm saying to you, there's things that, right? Someone's thought this, right? And they created it. So your bold idea could just be a thing that people need. It doesn't go to be a rocket to the moon at all. Go on, Paulette, please.
I just wanted to stop and say that even when you've achieved your bold idea and you've got to the pinnacle of wherever it was you wanted to get to, can you look around at the people that helped you on the way and reach down and pull them up? Because that's the way you teach others. That's
each one teach one.
Each one teach one. And it's got to be that way, because that's doesn't matter what profession you are in, the apprentice, the person that one step below you, is the person that you reach down and you pull up and you bring up to the level that you need for them, so that you can retire and go on to do other things, and your
Yeah,
bold idea continues and you earn income from it. That's
for
how you
sure.
keep trading up, you keep trading up, you keep learning. And I
Mm,
think what Dr. Roxana said is, we have to be able to unlearn the stuff that we've learnt wrong, relearn
mm,
the stuff that we need to learn, evolve as both people and as life's experience, and then just keep fighting and going forward. But
yes.
always with a view to who is around you in that circle that you can
Mm,
pull up with you. Because I do believe that if you don't do that, then you're not in service. And if you're not in service, you won't pass. You won't pass the go point, because you
no.
need to be in service.
What's the
On
point of
that
your
note,
board
I'm going to
idea?
go and eat my dinner.
Thank you. You're a star, Paulette. Of course, you're a star. Thank you so much. Look, your bold idea ain't worth nothing. It doesn't help people. It doesn't impact people. Then there's no point doing it. Literally, I mean that sincerely. No one's gonna pay you for it. No one's gonna use it. No, there's just no point, right? I'm talking tomorrow about managing your emotions in my being your authentic self and business room. And a lot of people don't understand that. I'm sure that they don't understand why you need motivation to be emotionally intelligent. What's the point having emotional intelligence if you can't help anyone? If there's no one involved, what's the point? You don't need emotional intelligence, do you? You can just talk to yourself on the wall. Yeah. But whereas for most things in life, creating your bold idea for emotional intelligence that involves other people, it must involve other people. It must involve other people. Otherwise, what's the point, really? Taisha, I see you. Welcome, Taisha. Taisha says, start each day, focus on working on self. Others, and then make your dreams come true. I agree. I agree. Again, this whole concept of the craftsman thinks of themselves and helping others and achieving greatness, master status, if you say with greatness. I want to very quickly touch on Amazon Hub Affairs. Okay, thanks for joining us. I don't know who that person is, but thank you so much for being here. So hope now we'll join the comments, and I'll respond to everyone's comments after the event. My friends, I do want to talk about what happens if you follow the passion hypothesis, the passion drive. Yeah, so that's really where I want to leave it. But of course, I'll let everyone who's here, give us the last thoughts. Now, maybe let me start with this. See, here's a common argument we hear all the time. The reason that person put in all those hours was because they must have found something that they love doing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so selfless. They wouldn't do it for long hours for no recognition. because they just like to do. They must be passionate about the whole thing. They must have the passion in the first place. It's not true. It's not. It's just not true. It's not true. It's not true. Don't believe a word of that, right? I think it works the other way. The craftsman mindset is only available when you feel passion for your work. Yes, but in truth, think of performance. It's only when you put the work in that you can find your passion. The craftsman does not think, do I love this or not? The craftsman says, I want to be a carpenter. I want to be a genius at this. So they will learn and then find the passion comes later on at best of time. The passion comes long after they finish doing the learning and put all those hours in. They're not putting it in because they're passionate about the topic. They're putting it because they're passionate about the skills that they want to learn. If anyone disagrees with me, then please, I'll happily hear your thoughts. You say, what's wrong with? Oh God, who was that?
Peter, I think it's a good point, Annie. Sometimes when you are willing to step out, some people don't believe in you. There's a story in the Bible, if you know your Bible, Peter saw Jesus walking on the water. That is a skill, right? Because people don't normally walk on water. He's in the boat with all his mates. And he said to Jesus, Jesus, if it's you, Master, bid me to come to you. Now, why would Peter don't normally just get up and walk on water, does he? But because the master's completed the task, he's doing it.
Yeah.
He just boldly got out the boat and started to walk on water. And sometimes that's how it is with us. We find that passion because somebody else is actually achieving it.
Yeah. No, for sure. But we must find it. With maybe it's that blind faith, that you mentioned, Kiefer. But what I'm saying, that we must have the faith that our journey is worth it for us. Even though we may well find our journey wasn't worth it. But again, actually, as we talked about today, it doesn't mean that you failed. You have to do something else. But if you've done the last 10 years giving your best at anything, you now have this career capital, this bag of skills, a bag of, it's been said today, Paulette said it too, consistency, discipline, Dr. Rosanna said those things as well, right? The craftsman has more of those than anyone else because they spent a lifetime developing those skills. They've been doing these things every day. So they have the discipline, they have the consistency, they have everything, the resilience that Rosanna mentioned. They know what to do when something goes wrong. Because they've done it every day for the last God knows how long, right? I'm saying that's what we need to develop in ourselves. See, I'm really bothered by this passion argument, right? This passion view that people seem to have. Here's why. See, when we have what's called a passion mindset, we're focused on one question. The question we're asking is, what can the world give us? What can the world give me? Do I love this? It's all about me, right? And I must have the joy and the love of doing what I'm doing. You see, this is a false promise. That's not how the world works. See, when you focus on what the world can give you, you have more chance of ending up unhappy, frustrated, maybe even angry. Because the world's not going to give you what you think is that you deserve, unless you put the work in, right? Like I said earlier, when you start a job, more chance you're going to get the lower level tasks. Go and clean the toilet, make the tea, clean up the place, and do this, do that. Eventually, you might work your way where they say to you, okay, now you have a computer, now you have a desk. But that's not where you start. So you must be prepared to do what the craftsman would do, which is start at the bottom, work your way up.
You got to put in the work first.
As Michelle said, you have to be willing to pick up the poo before you can ride the donkey or the pony, whatever you call it, right? Yeah. I said, in truth, the craftsman asks a whole different question. The craftsman is looking at the world and going, what can I offer the world? Think of those two questions. The passion argument says, what can the world give me? Otherwise, I ain't going to do it. The other one says, what can I give the world? I'm going to learn how to do it. That's our conversation today. See, when you come with what can I give the world, you end up with clarity. You can't be disappointed because all you're going to do is get better, better, better. Every day you practice and learn, as the craftsman does. You get better, right? In the end, which is the name of the book that all my preaching today comes from, you want to be so good that can't be. With the passion mindset, you're swamped with questions that you can never answer. Am I happy? Is this me? Is this really me? What if I done like this in 5 years' time? Whereas the craftsman is fixed on, I'm going to love this regardless. I'm going to do the work it takes to achieve the skills and the results that my clients want. That's how you create a bold idea, my friend.
I always said discipline and consistency.
Yes.
Disciplined and consistent. You don't run away when it becomes difficult.
I agree. But it comes from having the skills in the first place, right? It really does. We must build the skills. Don't come with, I want to love this before you start. Come with, I'm willing to do the work and learn.
The mindset.
And become better. That's what I'm hoping people will leave here with today. Look, if you're in Dr. Roxana's YouTube, then please, like the rest of us, like, comment to this video, and then like, and then subscribe. Of course.
To Ennis. Well, that's good. So we talked about the mindset. Now, getting into your craft, you have to have the mindset and you have to know the why. Why are you going in there? Are you going in there because others are going in there? Or do you have a plan? What's your plan? What's your plan B or whatever plan A and plan B? Okay, so are you ready to learn, continuous learning and improvement, adding some skills? So those things, resilience. Do you have the resilience? Are you able to work with the community, learn and unlearn, networking, creativity, and a lot of them, attention to details. So a whole lot of them work a lot to get you into your craftsman, to the craft you want to be in.
I agree, and I love Michelle's comment. Craftsman is what you want to be, and put passion into your craft. That's exactly it, Michelle. People tend to want to do it the other way. I won't do it unless I love it, and you can't love what you don't do. You can't love what you have no skills for. You can't love what you're no good at, what you're not willing to commit to. Coach, you've been quiet for way too long. Are you still there? Coach David, we're calling you. I don't think you. I don't know whether you're still there, but
maybe he's not paying attention.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. It's an addition at the beginning. Was enough to get us going. Thank you so much, Coach. If you're there, otherwise, Kiefer, Dr. Roxana, I'll let you have the last words. Now, Michelle says, follow your passion.
So follow your passion, attention to details, and be able to learn and unlearn, be able to add more skills, develop yourself, and do whatever you have to do. It's not going to be easy at the beginning. It's not really going to be easy. I already said that Some people wake up at 5 a.m. to get to whatever is pushing them, but they didn't have an alarm clock to wake them up. But they are still learning. You see, all these people are the top 1% are always learning. They're not waiting for anybody to wake them up because there's something they want to get to somewhere, and they can do all it takes to get there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, but I agree with you entirely. Again, the 4 a.m. thing is, I do it not by waking up at 3 a.m. Dr. Roxana. I don't go to sleep until 6 a.m. So I'm always awake at 4 anyway. That's my
wow.
4 a.m. thing.
Everybody's not the same. Everybody's not the same, but
I'm sure Kiefer is awake at 4. He wakes up at 4 a.m. every day because Kiefer works very hard. Kiefer,
Near enough. Near enough.
my
Five,
friend.
yes,
five, 6 o'clock. I would just like to say, Eddie, just love what you do.
Mm.
And if you love what you do, there's always be room for you in this world
yeah,
as a
you can do it
craftsman.
at any
Just
time.
love what
Yes.
you do,
I
and
agree.
it'll make room for you. That's it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you
Great
so
men and women. That's how they do it. They love it, do it, and it makes room for them and makes money for them too. Fame
Yeah,
and
Okay.
power.
exactly that. Exactly that, my friend. Thank you so much. You're a star,
You're
Kiefer.
welcome. Yeah,
Good
have a
to
good
see
one, sir. Thank
you.
you.
So, Dr. Joseph, I'm glad you were here. As a DI expert in the US, as he says, how are you? Great and wonderful people. Sorry, I'm not being available as I would like. Yeah, no, we missed you, Dr. Joseph. We missed you. I know you do your events, but of course, I'd love my friend to come along to your shows. So do connect. But you're here, so hopefully some of my friends will connect with you. In the comments. That's what we need to go and do, right? My friends, I think it's been a great conversation. I've enjoyed it. I've got out what I want to get out. I could
Yeah.
waffle on a lot more, but I think you get the point, right? Yes.
Yes.
Find a passion, yes. Otherwise, find a skill. When you find a skill, your skill will lead you to your passion ultimately.
Yeah.
Don't ask what can the world do for me. In other words, what can you how can I
What can I do for the world? Yep.
That's what can you do for that. That's what the craftsman does every day, and every day they deliver more and more. Because that's how you do it.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, superstars. I can't say thank you enough. No, Coach
Thank
David and
you.
I got a room tomorrow. Coach David and I have a room on Friday, so do connect with him and do join us. And then
All
on the
right.
Friday,
Thank you.
we're talking about what's your prophecy. So join
Oh,
us for
that's
that.
a great discussion. Thank you.
Let's join that one. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. Bye. So I'm back
Bye,
again.
everyone.
Good
Well, you
night. God bless.
everyone.
Bye.
Global.Media.com and celebrate it with or without champagne or rum. What she